I know it's been a while since we had a new note, but that's okay. We're actually starting pretty much a new unit called quadratics. So we're pretty much, this will take us the month of May, okay? I do have a number of lessons lined up. I am going to break them down and make them smaller just so they're a lot simpler, but there is going to be a bit of work with it, okay? So I was kind of talking about this way back in the beginning of the year, which was in February, if you believe it or not. And what we're going to start doing is we're going to start dealing with curved lines. So I'm going to show you really quick. We have been dealing with y is equal to mx plus b, right? So let's say we have y is equal to 2x plus 3. So you guys know by now that this 2 represents the slope, and the 3 is where it crosses the y-axis. So if you guys can see at this point here, if I can hit it exactly, come on, I had it. It's so finicky, negative 1, 1. The slope, that means you go up 2 and over 1. And there we go, it goes through our y-intercept, okay? What we're going to be getting into is something that looks like this. Now, don't worry if you're like, oh my gosh, where is this equation coming from? Now, I'm just making one up at the top of my head. Minus 6. Did that work? Yep. Okay. This is what we're going to be getting into. You see this blue line here? It's going to be a curve. So you guys are going to learn how to be able to draw this. Okay, so plugging it the best way, oh my gosh, I'm not even gonna, I'm gonna say this a million times over. The best way to gonna be learning how to do this is using your Desmos app. Okay, I really recommend having it up as we're going through it. I will give you reminders, but so then you can draw in the equation and you can see if you did it correctly. Okay, with respect to graphing it by hand, I don't know how much I'm gonna actually get you to do that to an extent, okay? That doesn't mean grabbing my hands off the table, because you're going to have to do it in grade 11. But there's different points about this curved line, this blue line that I'm talking about, that we're going to have to point out. So again, it's going to come, but it's going to take lots of responsibility and questions on your hand, okay? So you see this point and this point, you guys are going to have to calculate that point. Yes, as you can see, it's the x-intercept. So what do you notice about the y values? Now they're both 0, right? And just like this line here, we've done the x-intercept. You guys know how to calculate that. We've done that. So in this case, there's just going to be 2 of them, maybe. We're going to find our y-intercept, again, just like what you did with the red line. We're going to find our y-intercept, and we're going to find this point here. I'm going to go into detail with this, guys. So if you're like, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed, it's okay, okay? I'm just showing you an example. I myself am feeling really overwhelmed today. New month, which is great. Oh, I'm so happy it's May. You guys have no idea. But, you know, I'm starting a new unit. I'm trying to learn how I can do this with you guys through distance learning, so it's a big change, but you know, we're gonna get through this together, guys. I'm really hoping that people's spirits are starting to pick up a little bit. I know mine are, but it's easier said than done. Is people are handling it differently, so let's just hope that this nice weather stays. I know that's really helped my mentality and my mental wellness. Okay, so I'm gonna get into today's note. And yeah, so happy May the 4th for you Star Wars fans, and happy, what was I going to say? Oh, I hope you guys had a good day yesterday. It was super nice. I don't know about you guys. I went to my brother's cabin. He and his fiance bought a cabin, and he made me pick up this log. You know what? I honestly wish I got him to take a picture of me. He made me pick up this log. It had to be at least 100 pounds. I had to carry it by myself because he's like, yo, CrossFit, pick this up. And I'm like, he's a bully. He's my bully. He's older than me. He's, yeah, whatever. Got a couple nice bruises. I got a bunch of sap in my hair because I was picking up pine wood. Oh, whatever. That's my weekend. Okay, let's get into this. So power rules. So this should, excuse me, this should be a review. I'm going to just go over it. So this is just a nice review day, okay? We're just going to go through this stuff because when it comes to when we're starting to get into our the core of this unit, this stuff's going to be very valuable. So nice, easy unit for you guys to get yourselves into and the start of our quadratics unit. Okay, so today what are we going to do? Power rules. We're going to review exponent rules. So what is a power? A repeated multiplication of equal factors or the same number. So let's get our blue. 3 to the power 4 is the same thing as writing 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Okay? Because here's our 3, which I wrote there. And then to the power 4 is 4 times. I'm going to do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have dealt with powers in the past. I know there has been some slight confusion behind them. No LS or comments. Okay. Okay. So, what does it mean? So, 3 to the power 4 is the power. So, this whole thing right here, that's what I mean by the power. Okay? 3 is the base, which is the number that we write each time, as you can see above, right? We did 3, 3, 3, 3, and 4 is the exponents. So, as you can see, to the power of 1. So, hopefully you guys can see that. So, when working with powers, the base must be the same, okay? They cannot or they can't be operated together, and it's just like terms. So again, we will be dealing with that later, but the bases have to be the same. As I said, just like collecting like terms. If I were to do 4 plus 2x plus 6, if I said solve for this, we know we're going to put 4 and 6 together because they're like terms. So 4 plus 6 is 10. And then 2x, well, there's no other x. So this is going to be the very, very same idea. So solve as a single power. What does this mean? What does this look like? So if we have x to the power of 3, it actually looks like this. X times x, times x. Remember, this dot means multiply. Multiply. Okay, so like the x. But if I were to put in those x's, guys, it'd be x, 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 and that's very overwhelming. So it's x times x times x times x. This x to the power 2 is 2 x's. 1, 2. 2 times 2. What does this mean here when there are two brackets pressed up against each other? It also means multiply. So I'm going to do times, another times, or another dot. So we have x times x times x. I'm going to go like this. X times x times x times x times x. Well, if you guys said it's 5x, you're wrong. That would be if we're adding. Oh, my goodness. Okay. That's if we're adding. So that is wrong. Okay. The actual answer is x to the power of 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, x to the power of 5, because we are multiplying. Okay, we're going to go through lots of examples. Let's do it again. Y to the power of 5. What does that look like? it is y times y times y times y times y. Remember, this means multiply. Okay, so I'm going to throw that in here. Just for you guys to be able to see the difference, okay? Y times y times y times y. Okay, so again, we know that we're dealing with powers, so it's going to be y to the power of what? Well, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Y to the 9. That's my answer. One more time. M times M times M. Here's my multiplication. It could also be a dot. It's kind of nice in this case because I'm not dealing with x's, so I could use that x multiplication sign. And then I have this. This M actually has the exponent 1, but we're not putting that 1 in. We don't need to. You guys know this by now, okay? So it's just going to be 1m. If you said m to the power 4, you are correct. One more. Okay, so this one's massive. I know. So what you guys are going to do is just, as I was saying earlier, collect like terms. Put the same stuff together. Okay? So, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put all my 2's together. Or my 2's, sorry. I'm going to put all my numbers together. Like coefficients, big numbers. 2, 3, and 5. So, by keeping the same color, actually, let's do this. We're going to have 2 times 3 times 5. That's this. What does that give me? 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 5. Sorry, you shouldn't have two equal signs on the same line. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. Okay? That's my numbers. Now we're going to do the letters. So we have p to the power 3, p to the power 4, and p. Okay, there's going to be lots of p's here. So I've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need one more because of this guy. I'm going to throw him in at the front here just for space. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 1. Okay, so that's my yellow. What does that give me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. P to the power of 8. One more. Q. Hopefully by now you guys have picked up a little pattern. If you haven't, that's okay. So we have Q times Q. So those are those two. Times Q. That's that one. Times 5 Q's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another 8. Q to the power of 8. So what's my final answer? Well, it's going to be 30 p to the 8 q to the 8. That's it. So you see how I stuck my numbers with my numbers, my letters with my letters? Let's keep consistency, and yeah, and there we go. There was that. There was that. And then there was that. I hope that made sense. moving on. Oh, before I move on, sorry. Rule, when multiplying powers, we add the exponents. So hopefully you guys were able to pick up on that routine. So for example, here, I'm going to use a different color. We have 3 and 2. So if I just do 3 plus 2, well, that equals 5. And that gives me this. Well, that's easy. What's 5 plus 4? Well, it's 9. Okay. 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay. And the same thing here. 3 plus 4 plus 1 is 8. So that's the rule there. Okay, so when we're multiplying powers, we can just add the exponents. So, you guys, I can give you a chance to go through these ones if you want me to check them. Obviously, I'm more than willing to be like, yep, you got it right. I don't want to just give you the answer because then you'd be like, well, obviously I have the answer because it's right there. But I want you guys to actually try it, okay? Sorry, I'm just checking and somebody made a sad face on my comment. Okay, moving on. Oops. So, dividing powers. So, if multiplying powers, we add the exponents, guess what we do when we divide powers? We subtract the exponents. Yeah. So, I'm still going to show you what it looks like just so you guys have an understanding. So, what we're going to be doing is x to the 7 divided by x to the 3. So what does that look like? So we know here we're going to have 7 x's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We know it's being divided. Okay. So that's divided. And how many do we have there? 3. 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to be dividing. Because these are all being multiplied together and they're all the same, what we can do is cross them out. So this guy can cross out with that guy, and that guy can cross out with that guy, and that guy can cross out with that guy. It's the same thing that we've done before when it's been like 3x divided by 3. Well, those two numbers, the 3's are the same. So we just have the x left over. Okay. Same thing here. They're being divided from each other because all of these are being multiplied. So multiplication and division are the same. Or opposites, right? The same than the opposite. So what does my final answer turn out to be? Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be x to the power 4. And hopefully you also noticed 7 minus 3 is equal to 4. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep it consistent. 7 minus 3 is equal to 4, which we find here. So when it comes to you guys doing your work, I'm not expecting you to show it. I'm just trying to get you guys to see why this is the case. So, p to the 5, let's do it. 5 p's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Divided by 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's cross them out. That guy with that guy, that guy with that guy, that guy with that guy, that guy with that guy. Remember, multiplication and division are opposite. What are we left with? P. P to the power 1. But we don't need to write 1, right? Again, if you were to do 5 minus 4, you get 1. See how it's all coming together? Okay, do it again. Hopefully by now you guys are picking it up. If you guys are like, okay, I'm getting it, Miss B, go ahead. Move on. Scroll towards the video a bit more, or up more. G to the 2. G squared? Yeah? Okay. Again, 3 minus 1. The 3 comes from here. The 1 is there. That goes there. 3 minus 1 is 2. Hoping this makes sense to you guys. Last but not least, what we're going to do again is we're going to do it number by number or letter by letter, just like we did up above. Okay? So our letters were green, so let's keep it consistent. So I'm going to have 18 divided by 3. What's 18 divided by 3? Is 6. Okay, so that's going to be the starting of it. Then I'm going to have m6 divided by m squared. I'm just going to go like that, so it's the same. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 1, 2. I cross out 1, 1, 2, 2. No more to cross out. All the numbers at the bottom are gone. 1, 2, 3, 4. M to the power 4 is my next value. And then my ends, just going to go above. Okay. Oopsies. I'm just going to go up here to do them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Divided by only one of them. Boom, boom. N is equal. N to the power 8 is my final answer. What color to do that? And I did it in red. So, what's my final answer? 6, m to the 4, n to the 8. So again, if you just wanted to use your numbers, 6 minus 2 is equal to 4, which we calculated there, and n minus 1 is equal to 8, which we calculated there. Okay, so I'm hoping that makes sense, guys. Again, practice questions, if you want to try them, go for it. And then again, here's your reminder, when dividing powers, we subtract the exponents. So for this next guy, we are doing a power of a power. So as you can see here, the powers are smushed up against each other. They're not separated by a multiplication or a division sign. They're pressed up against each other. When they're pressed up against each other, we multiply them. And I'm going to show you why. So, first what we're going to do is we're going to focus, I'm going to get rid of that actually, on the 2 to the power of 3. Okay? Just the 2 to the power of 3 to begin with. We've already gone through what that means. It's 2 times 2 times 2. Okay? Don't mind my X's. I know it can get confusing. You know what? Let's keep it easy. Dot, dot. So that's what the 2 to the power of 3 means. And hopefully in your head you're like, okay, that's 8. Yeah, you're awesome. That's good. But we're not done yet because we have 4 of them. That's what that means. Okay? So because we have 4 of them, here's 1. I need another one. I need another one. And I need another one. So it'll be 2 times 2 times 2, 2 times 2 times 2, and 2 times 2 times 2. So that's what that means. The 3 means there's 3 in a section, and the 4 means there's 4 of them. Okay? So, how many 2's do I have total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So my final answer is 2 to the power of 12. Okay. And, side note, what's 3 times 4? It's equal to 12. Yeah. So as you can see here, when it's a power of a power, which this is what this is, a power of a power, we multiply the exponents. So for the next couple, let's just multiply them, okay? Hopefully, actually, I'll do the next one as a draw out, and the next 2 I'll just multiply. So let's do it again. F to the power of 4, that means I have 4 F's, right? So that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's done. That's good. But I have 3 of those sections. I have 3 of these. So now I have 1. I need 2 more sets. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, that's this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, how many do I have total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. F to the power of 12. That's my final answer. What's 3 times 4 or 4 times 3? 12. Okay. This next one, let's do it quick. 5 to the power of what? 20. Sweet. Okay. This one's like a kind of like a 2-in-1. We have the inside and then the outside. So let's take it down step by step. Let's just look at this guy first. What do we do? As we've pointed out before, this is multiply. Whoa. What do we do when we have to multiply exponents? We add, or multiply the powers, we add the exponents. Yeah? So that means we're going to have 6 to the power of 4 plus 2 is equal to 6, right? Because this is a multiply sign in there. So 6 to the power of 6. I'm not done with that 3 yet, so I have to add that 3 in there. Now we have a power of a power. So now we multiply those two. 6 times 3 is 18. Oops. 6 to the power of 18. Now what you could do is you could break all that down and go many, 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 many. But there's no point because I know you guys trust me. What's the next part? Oh, just practice. I think that's it. Yeah, it's just practice for you guys. Again, I'm more than willing to check those over. If you guys want to take a quick picture of it and send it along, I can tell you if you did it right or not. But again, I can't simply just post the answer because if I do, then you guys are like, well, I have the answer. Why should I try? Where these, you don't necessarily need to show your work. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope that went okay for you guys. And, I hope that went well for you guys. Take your time with it. Do the practice questions. I know it's quite simple. It's simple stuff. So I want you to have this basic stuff done because as we move on, we're going to be using this stuff. That's why we did this review. Okay? Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you soon.